And we are live. What's good, Josh, your man, DL Saint? Welcome. I really want to know podcast. How y'all feeling out there, man? Happy Monday. Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. So, yeah, I had a lot going on today, kind of, sort of. Now I'm lying to you. I really didn't do nothing. I got lazy today. Didn't get a lot done. I'm working on some things. Like you guys know, I had to sit down for a while, so I was gone for 65 days. I'm writing about the experience. Um, I'm done with the first chapter. I got a bunch of notes that I was taking while I was there, and I'm just trying to compile all those notes into something worth reading. So I'm working on that right now. And so yeah, I was like, trying to catch up on that. So like I said, I didn't do anything. I kind of got lazy today. My daughter's home. It's like summertime. We're just kind of chilling. Actually, with my daughter, just waiting for two things to happen: waiting for band camp to start, and waiting for Spider-Man to come out. Man, she wants to see that. So yeah, that's what's going on. One second, let me check the audio. I kind of got lazy today. All right, audio seems like it's good. I went out and got myself. I forgot I had this. I ain't got like a tablet, right? So I can watch the live feed instead of using my phone. I can use this. I've had this thing for years. I bought it for my daughter when she was like really young, like in elementary. She used it a couple times. We would take trips, like going from San Diego to LA and back on the train. So I would have this and she could watch her favorite shows and whatnot. Um, but yeah, she never got attached to it, and I've always had it, and I haven't just been sitting around doing nothing. I'm like, oh, I can add it to the studio, so we got that. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on, guys. So we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about the friend zone, how to stay out of the friend zone. So many dudes manage to get in there, and for the guys who get stuck in the friend zone, it's your fault. But we're gonna react to there's a young lady who has a platform out there. It's a YouTube channel, but she does most of her work on Instagram. And she's a life coach, dating coach, some sort of coach, has some sort of credential. It is what it is. I mean, you can get credentials for anything these days. But I was listening to her content. She has some good stuff. And I was thinking, oh, you know what? I'll react to this a little bit. I think she's on the right track. I mean, like I said in the thumbnail, I agree with about maybe 75% of what she's saying. But some things that I don't agree with are pretty big. But I figured, you know what? We'll talk about that tonight. So let's get into it. Good job. Welcome. Did I really want to know job? Welcome. Did I really want to know? Indeed. Brother Pitney's in the building. Man, what's happening, bro? Good to see you. Hey, man, thank you so much for giving me that link, that YouTube link, so I could download videos and then, then replay them. We're going to do that tonight. Hopefully the glitching won't be too bad. I did run a test. I just recorded it and ran a test. There was some glitching, but it was not as bad as we normally encounter. But that was a recording on StreamYard, so we'll see what it looks like live on StreamYard. But good to see you, brother. Appreciate everybody who's out there, man. Appreciate all the support. I know folks are like, man, you got a lot of videos, man. Some of the people want to clown on me, like, man, you got more videos than you actually have subscribers. Like, yeah, that counts the shorts and the regular videos and the lives. I don't care. I mean, we just gonna go out here and have this conversation. You know what I mean? Like, haters are gonna hate. You know what I mean? Trolls are gonna troll. We just gonna keep doing what we're doing because I know that there are some people that appreciate the content, that really like what we're doing over here. We're gonna keep doing it. And there's some guys out there that learn from it. There's so many dudes who just don't understand, man. They just don't get it. Right? The bottom line is like, to me, is easy, but I don't know, man. Like when I had conversations with folks who get it, like with the top tier dudes. I mean, your high value men, your Chads, your Tyrones. Any dude that's out there that's good with womenizing, even the Pookies and Ray Rays, the guys in the top 20%. When I talk to them about this, they're always asking so many questions because they just don't get it. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to teach a fish how to ride a bike. It's gonna be difficult. when I had a conversation with these dudes, guys who know, like if you in the game, you out here talking to women, if you know, if you have the skills, yeah, you have what women want. Women find you attractive, they see you, the game is way easier. But there's still issues you got to deal with. And even the best of the best, like the dudes out here in the game, these true players, they done got caught up too. Simple as that, man. They done got caught up too. Um, yeah, bro, you're right about that, man. I definitely I'm working on it. I'm learning as I go, but I am talking to pros. There's a gentleman who owns his own computer shop. You know, it's privately owned. It's just him. He's been there for 20 or 30. No, he's been there like for over 30 years. I'm gonna go talk to him. I might even commission him to build a computer for what I'm doing here. And it's like the RAM, the CPU, the GPU, and all that. You're absolutely right. What I'm using was good for just starting, but it's time to upgrade. So yeah, definitely gonna have to come away from what I have here. This could be my travel kit. When I use the laptop, I'm taking a trip, I could just deal with it, the travel kit. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a desktop. I might even get like, I might even move over to a Mac. We'll see. I might come away from what I've been using, man. So it might come away from Windows stuff and go to a Mac. So yeah, man, I'm definitely going to continue to work on it. And hopefully we'll get to a point where we can just seamlessly float through, the internet and pull up stuff here and there and just check it out with virtually no glitches. I'm gonna say, give me to the end of this year. Give me to quarter 4 of this year, and I should have that squared away. That's gonna be a little bit of an investment. I probably wind up spending between $800 and $1,500 on this system. It is what it is. Um, like I'm hearing some sort of noise. I think it's coming from over here. Give me 1 second. Oh, it was had notifications going on my laptop, and I'm like, what? I mean, on my on this tablet over here. But yeah, man, you're absolutely right. We're gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna go. Like I said, I don't want to go to the big corporate conglomerates. I love working with small businesses, small business owners. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna talk to dude. He might even just do a rebuild. He might have what I need. He might be able to save me some money. I might be able to get everything I need for a fraction of the price. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna holler at him. Yeah, man. But going back to what we're talking about, man, there's so many dudes out here, man. They just don't understand the game. Facts, bro. Like, facts. They just don't get it. Um, we have a new neighborhood bar here. It used to be at Fridays. Now is Fridays went out of business. They shut down. Well, the Fridays here went out of business. Shut down that particular location. I want to say that their corporation may be bankrupt, or maybe they're just cutting back. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's a regional. I don't know if it's statewide or if it's regional, but there's a smaller chain that came in there and took over. And I walk over there and they're really cool, bar staff and wait staff. And it's like a hole in the wall type joint. So you're not dealing with like the Tilted Kilt, Twin Peaks, Hooters type thing. You're dealing with like a neighborhood feel. And they're doing pretty good. They've been going for a couple months now. Just past weekend, it's Friday and Saturday, couldn't even get in there. And this is just a restaurant bar, like a Fridays kind of setup where you have the dining room, do you have the bar area, TVs everywhere, sports bar, obviously. The menu is pretty good, service is great, and it's like just neighborhood stuff. It's locals, man. It was packed Friday and Saturday, couldn't even get in there. Even my daughter likes me to bring food home from there. I brought her. We stopped in there. They had a deal on Mondays today. Had to get one today, as a matter of fact. They have cheeseburger and fries. It's like a smash burger, fries for $6. I mean, that's a great deal. And my daughter loves the fries and she likes the burger. So she's always asking for it. And then I'm like, oh, why don't you ask on Mondays? Because Monday they have the deal. And of course, today she asked for it. And I'm like, you got to ask when there's the deal. She's like, it's Monday. It is the deal. I lost track of time. So it's funny. I'm like, so I had to go get it for her. But the wait staff is in there. Bartenders are real cool. So, I like going in there and hanging out. And while I'm in there, I'm listening to what's going on, the conversations around me. I'm sat at the bar. I'm cool with the bartenders. They're coming up talking to me and they're just telling me stuff, like just letting me know. And these guys, and it's mostly an older crowd. I would say the the average age in there is probably 35. I live in a really nice neighborhood, so you got older people here. Every now and then you might get a couple young heads to go into that restaurant, but I say the average age for the people sat at the bar about 35. And there's some dudes that came in there today, talking to the bartender. She has to talk to you, right? Because it's her job, really. And the guys were just saying some wild stuff, bro. Just wild. And she came over to me like, look, I'm gonna vent because you're here. I'm like, hey, I'm here for you, babe. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? And she started telling me what they were saying. I'm shaking my head, like, for real? Then you look over at the dudes, and these dudes are like older than me. And you guys know I'm in my mid 50s. These dudes, they were either older than me or they led a rough life because they looked older than me. Maybe they were younger, but completely out of sync socially, man. And don't worry, my friend I'm telling you about, she's agreed to do the podcast. So we're gonna get some more stories from behind the bar. So we'll have her on. We're just kind of working on our schedules to kind of sync it up so we can make that happen. But it's gonna be a good conversation. She's actually a professional athlete. Be a really good conversation. I think you guys will enjoy it. So I said all that to say this. Dudes really don't understand the game and it's so socially inept. Like even when the young kids come in there, man, they don't say much. And these dudes are so feminine, right? So where is this coming from? Well, it's coming from society, right? It's coming from the way they were raised and what they were told and watching the dynamic in their home. If you got a guy who's real soft and all he wants his wife, he wants his family. Most men will do whatever to keep it. Like, man, I got my wife, I got my family. This is all I really want. You'll be surprised what they do just to keep the peace. Like they will stop being manly men. They will stop trying to be alpha, right? They won. They got their thing. And I always say, like, men aren't the prize, women aren't the prize. You become the prize when you come together and you stay together, you make it work. That's when men and women equally become the prize. However, there's some people that come together and these dudes, like they stop being dudes. They stop picking up their side of the couch. You feel me? Like they just give in and give everything up in exchange for some sort of peace or, some sort of resemblance of what they had before. And that's these young guys are coming up watching. They're like, man, I guess I'm supposed to be weak like my dad. I guess I got to go get a woman who's strong like my mom. And I got to act a certain way. I got to act like my dad. I got to act passive. I can't be aggressive. And these young guys are getting out here in society and they're not doing well. They're not doing well. And that leads to everyone and their brother and everyone and their sister coming out trying to, help out, give their best advice. So that brings us to this video we're going to watch. Miranda, her information is linked below if you want to check out her website. If you want to check out her YouTube channel, she does have a website. She does offer coaching. I think she gives a 30-minute consult for free to see if she can help you out. I've reached out to her to see if she would want to collab, maybe allow me to bring her on this platform and interview her. I'll probably send a link to this video to her so she can check it out. Because a lot of times, when you talk to women who are in this space, I think they're a little nervous to talk to dudes, especially dudes who are in the Mano Swamp or Red Pill world or even Red Pill adjacent. I think they're a little hesitant to talk because they think they're walking into an ambush. That's not the case with me. Y'all know that. I'm just trying to have the conversations and keep it 100. My thing is, hey, I see the problem. I think I have some solutions for especially these young dudes, some of these older dudes. I think I have some solutions. Let's get into let's have a conversation. But I can understand how a lot of women who might watch Fresh and Fit, or they might watch Lucario, or they might watch whatever podcast and like see some episodes where Andrew Wilson on there, like, nah, I don't want no part of that. And I get it, right? But that's not me. That's not how we do it over here. We over here just talking the situation out, right? Remember, never hate the players. You can hate the game if you want to, right? But you never hate the players. So as a woman, if you're out there getting exactly what you want from men, be it, free attention, validation, money, whatever it might be, other resources, if you're getting all that and having to give nothing in return, hey, shout out to you. More power to you. As a matter of fact, I'll give you down to Marco for that because you pimping. You pimping. Problem is, you're gonna have a hard time finding the guy you want, or when you come across the guy you want, you're gonna hit a man, you're gonna get hit with reality, something fierce. So, I mean, there's a double-edged sword there. So, and to the dudes are out there killing it. The top tier guys, the high value men, the guys who got game, whatever, they're out here and just slaying it, rocking chicks left and right. Hey, if you getting it, good for you. But same thing, double-edged sword. At some point, you might get to a space where you really don't trust any women because you've seen what women can do based on how you were moving. Right. I talk about that a lot on this platform. I talk about it when I'm on other platforms. I talk about it in real life. It's like, yo, I've been that guy who's there with a woman, right? And she's in a relationship or married. You didn't find out until, after the deed was done. And she's on a phone. She's lying next to you completely naked. Y'all all sweaty and all that. Y'all done, y'all done did what y'all was doing. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden she's on the phone with her husband or significant other and they're having a conversation and it just sounds like she's hanging out with her girls, which is what she's telling him. I'm out with so and so. We're just doing this. I'm over here doing that. I'm at the, and it's like, yo. And she gets off the phone with him and then she's ready for round two. And you see that enough as a guy. It's like, well, damn, that was a good girl. I thought, what I mean? I didn't meet her in the club. I didn't meet her in the lounge. She was on a yacht party. I met her at the grocery store. I met her at yoga. I met her. I was just hanging out in the park, bumped into her. Damn. Right? Damn. You start to look at it. So again, double-edged sword. You just, okay. Right. Why would I get into a long-term relationship when she can just go out and bang whoever she wants to bang? Right. I mean, that's just part of it. Right. That's just part of it. It's part of the risk you take. Right. And I always tell women when I let them know, like, hey, I'm trying to be with you. I want us to go the distance. I always tell them, hey, love me enough to where you don't get caught. If you want to go out here and mess around, you doing your thing, love me enough to where you don't get caught. Because if I find out, I'm gone. And it's not going to be a confrontation. I'm not going to run up on you, want to have an argument about it. None of that. I'm not going to want counseling. You're just going to come home one day and I'm going to be gone with all my stuff and I'm out. That's what's going to be. I'm not talking about it. Right. So there's a lot of dudes who don't do that. Right. And why don't y'all do it? Because let your emotions out too soon. That's it. Man, Drill in the building. What's happening, fam? Let your emotions out too soon. This is the game. So let's get into it. I've been running my mouth here. Here she is right here. Very lovely young woman. I think her name is Mariana Monaco. I can't remember. I moved the screen around so I can't see the name of her channel. But you guys can just go into the description. It'll show you. Marino, I think is her last name. I can't remember, but I've checked out some of her content. She doesn't have a ton of videos. She hasn't been on YouTube long, but like I said, she's been on Instagram. Fingers crossed, man. Hopefully I sent an email. Hopefully she'll, hit me back and we can get her on this platform, have a conversation. Cause I would love to just have a conversation, and just get her perspective. You feel me? So what I normally do when I see videos like this, when I see, content creators, we look at the background, right? It's first thing we do. So you see the bed, and there's no pictures on the wall. You got her pillows out, girls like pillows, got her comforters and all that. I see a couple books under one of the lamps to the left, and then to the right, I see a picture, which I can only assume is a picture of her and her significant other. She has what appears to be on her right hand, on her ring finger, on the right hand, a really big ring. It looks like an engagement ring, but I'm like, yo, is that her right hand or is that her left hand? And this thing is like mirror mode or something like that. So I can't figure that part out. But anyone who's thinking about getting into podcasting, just understand what I just did is what all the dudes do. Women do it too. They look at your background. They look at what's going on. They see what they can see. Right. And they gather information. So, and if you go back and you look at her page, she's been doing this for over a year, about a year. So you will go back, you'll see videos that are a year old, and then it'll jump from a video that's a year old to a video that's 11 months, basically a year, and then a video jumps to 2 months old. So you got that gap, right? And I'm like, okay, again, if you're getting into this game, people are going to do that. They're going to go through your stuff. They're going to look at what's this gap. And if you look at the videos, there's like no ring, no ring, no ring, no ring, gap, ring. So like, huh. And then you look at her content, stuff that she's talking about. She gets personal with some of her things. It's like, she's putting it out there. Right. So I have my own idea of what may have happened. If I were to interview her, I would not bring any of this up. If she watched this video, because I'm definitely gonna send a link to her. If she watches this video, just know, sis, I'm just doing what people do, is like that little detective thing. You go into detective mode. That's why I have all this stuff behind me, just books. Right? Like, what's behind DL? Books. It's not really a whole lot behind me. I do that on purpose. But I would never embarrass her. Like if or anyone, if I'm talking to anyone, I'm not gonna bring that up. I will ask though about the ring. I'll say, hey, I noticed in your videos you have what appears to be an engagement ring, but it's on your right hand. Am I wrong there? Are you engaged or what? I will ask that. And I would probably ask that backstage. I wouldn't ask it on camera, and just kind of, try to sandbag them or ambush them. I would ask them off camera, say, hey, I'm going to ask about that ring. Is that cool? And if they say, no, I prefer you don't. And I'm like, okay, I won't do it. Because to me, the conversation is more important than any kind of gotcha thing. So, it is what it is. Yeah, bro, you're right. She is pretty. her perspective, I'm not gonna say it's skewed, but you can see she's holding back. She's definitely holding back. So we're gonna watch this video. This is one of the most recent videos she has. She sat at her bed. Normally most of her videos, she's dressed very conservatively. I'm looking at this video now, like she's wearing what I can only assume to be pajamas, or could be the shirt of her significant other, or maybe like her dad or something like that, because it looks like really big. Again, just an observation. Her advice when it comes to the friend thing is pretty cool. Her content is for men, right? That's one thing I know. She is talking to men, but I'm willing to bet, and I haven't looked at the numbers, but I'm willing to bet she has a sizable contingent of women that support her and follow her. But it could be mass dudes, because she is pretty. Y'all know what time it is. These dudes out here, especially in these YouTube trenches, they love going on, to support women who are attractive, talking about dating, especially if they're talking about red pill stuff. She's not red pill. She's nowhere near red pill adjacent. She's just talking about, she has a modern take on dating. So you know what? That's enough for me just running my mouth. So let's hear what she has to say. Here we go, guys.
Interested in pursuing things further. Just plain raw honesty. And honesty, said simply without an agenda, is far more attractive than months of vague availability and support in hopes that she might fall in love with you, in hopes that she will like you more than a friend. Clarity in that moment may cost you something in the moment, a possible no, a possible rejection, but it saves you months and months, sometimes years, of investing in something that was never going to without clear.
And I apologize. Let's go back to the beginning.
So you were there for her, kind, supportive, patient, everything she said that she was looking for in a partner. And then she says, but I don't see you that way. So now you're in what they call the deadly friend zone. Today, I want to talk about that phrase because the friend zone conversation reveals something deeply important about what men have been taught to think about women, attraction, and what they're owed. And it's worth examining, even if it's uncomfortable. Welcome to the Dating Rulebook is Wrong series. I'm Mariana, dating and relationship coach, and today we are going to talk about the friend zone. Let's get honest. This friend zone framing has quietly taught a lot of men to see female friendship as a failed romantic strategy, as a loss, instead of what it actually is. And that framing can do a lot of damage. It shapes how men relate to women generally. It sort of distorts how men understand attraction itself. So before you ever say the words friend zone again, I want you to actually understand what's happening beneath them. So let's break this down. Here is what the friend zone actually is. A woman decides that she wants a friendship with you, not romance. That is the entire event.
Yeah, she's right about that. And sorry, guys, I'm still getting used to getting the dust off. Y'all know I was gone for a minute, right? I started the video halfway through because I did some tests on it and not realizing it. And I'm like, oh, let me run it back. So forgive me. But she's talking about the friend zone. No man that's out there that can hear my voice or hear her voice needs to have the friend zone explained to them. They know exactly what it is. It is what it sounds like. You are stuck in a zone that she placed you in as a friend only. There's going to be no romance. There's going to be no friends with benefits. There's going to be no booty calls, no Netflix and chill. You are the guy she's not attracted to. She ain't feeling you like that. And if she tells you you're in the friend zone, that's what she means. Now, any guy who gets stuck in that zone, that's on you. I don't believe there's a man in the developed world, first world nation, anywhere on the planet that doesn't understand that concept. The problem is dudes continue to use that technique where they allow women to place them in a friend zone thinking they're going to be there to get themselves out. They're going to be able to fight their way out of the friend zone. She's going to see him in a different light. And then boom, they're going to get married and live happily ever after right off in the sunset. Hooray, she saved me. I saved her. That's what dudes are thinking. Bro, I'm here to tell you that doesn't work. It's never worked. Well, I'm not never say never. It's the percentage of that happening is so small, bro. It's not worth trying. So stay out of the friend zone. I know guys who have allowed themselves to get into the friend zone. That's their game. Has always been their game. That's been their play. And funny enough, these dudes are wealthy. Like the guys who allow themselves to get into the friend zone are wealthy, and they'll try to use their wallet to propel themselves into a higher status with this particular, with that particular woman or women in general. Still a terrible idea. Have I seen it work, quote unquote, successful for some dudes? Yeah, I've seen it work for a couple. They got her. It was more short term than long term, but they got her. They thought they would be able to keep her and they couldn't, but they got in there, right? They got in there and they had her for a minute, but it didn't last that long. So friend zone is the friend zone. Don't let anybody try to redefine the friend zone. We know what it is. Let's keep going.
She's not doing anything wrong by deciding that. She's not playing games for the most part. Again, when I talk about these things, of course, there are women who are playing games, who are being deceptive, etc. I'm not talking about those outliers. So again, she's not playing games. She's not stringing you along. She's not failing to appreciate you. She's simply communicating a preference, same way that you would communicate a preference about something else in your life. And she does not owe you attraction in exchange for your kindness, for your support, for your love. Attraction isn't a transaction that gets triggered by good behavior. Now, again, it is up to you to say, okay, I feel like I am being taken advantage of in this friendship dynamic because I know I have feelings for her. So if you are being completely depleted, then it is your job to walk away. You don't have to support her. You don't have to hang out with her, right? If you are waiting to get something in return, you're not doing it for the right reasons. So here's what the friend zone framing actually reveals. And I think this is the uncomfortable part. I know a lot of you are probably going to get mad at me, but we're just going to go ahead and make this video. Some men, I'm not saying all, again, some men enter friendships with women as a strategy towards romance. They're patient, available, attentive, not purely because they enjoy her company, but because secretly they're hoping it converts to something more. And so when it doesn't convert, they feel deceived, they feel robbed. But again, she never agreed to that contract.
She never agreed to that contract. Like I say, man, I agree with her there. And here's the thing, guys who use this technique, they like the technique because it gives them access to a woman who would normally just not even see them. Like you're talking about dudes who are invisible to a certain woman. So they slide in there trying to be a friend. Now she sees him and he's privy to all this information because she's telling him stuff that she's not telling the dudes that she's into, right? She's telling him all kind of crazy stuff, right? And she's allowing him to add value to her, allowing him to provide experiences and all that good stuff. And in his mind, he's thinking, oh, I'm getting closer because, I got her number and we're talking. And really, he's getting further and further away from her. And eventually one day he says something like she said, he gets mad. Well, whose fault is that, man? That's his fault. That's his fault. Fellas, don't ever allow a woman to place you in the friend zone. You should be placing her in the friend zone. Do not let her to place you in the friend zone. I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care if you trying to make a move. That's not the way to do it. It's just, bro. You're looking at what I'm making up this number, but I'm gonna say 99.9, 99.8% of the time it doesn't work. Right? So don't even try it. And most of it stems from the fact that so many dudes don't want to deal with rejection, man. Sometimes it is what it is. You don't do it. So I agree with her here. She's right. She's spot on.
Contract. It was an invisible contract that she was not aware of. That resentment that is built is almost always a transaction that she didn't even know she signed up for. It's one that existed completely in his head. And what's usually missing when attraction doesn't develop, and I've talked about this in past videos, it's not the kindness and niceness that's the problem. So what is? And that's the trick question. When a woman is simply not attracted to you, you can't force it. Right. And the moment
Facts.
you try to twist yourself and do things that would make her attracted to you, you are losing your identity. You're losing your confidence because you are tailoring yourself around her. And it's going to sting even more when she still rejects you. And
Facts.
so instead of figuring out how can I make her attracted to me, your energy is better served directed to a woman who will. And it doesn't mean that you have to stop being her friend, but oftentimes if you're really attracted to her and you're hoping that things work out, but she doesn't reciprocate those feelings, you're going to get even more hurt if you continue to hang out with her. I had a friend who,
Man, she ain't lying. She ain't lying. She's keeping it 100. Right? She's keeping it 100. Alpha, the first one I see you, welcome. I'll show you some love, bro. All right, he ain't lying. She is not lying, man. She's really putting out some game here. That's why I said I agree with the majority of the stuff she's talking about, man. I agree with 75% of what she's saying. Brother Penny is saying dudes think they are slow pimping when they're actually driving headfirst into the deep end of the friend zone. You need to read the room and tell when the sexual tension is being lost. Facts. You need to read the room and tell up front that she ain't trying to mess with you sexually. You can tell, but you can tell by the way she looks at you. You can tell by the way she deals with you. You can tell by what she says to you. You know what I'm saying? If you brush up against her and she jolts away from you, bro, she ain't supposed to do that. If she's doing that, man, she ain't seen you like that. Brother Alpha first is like, all right, RIP to ARC. The best way to avoid friend zone, be mode 1. Yeah, you want to be the best. You want to be that dude. You want to be top dog. Right? You just not having it. You want to shoot your shot, right? You want to get out there, and it's just like, bro, it's all about get some, baby. Shoot your shot.
Get some. Get some. Get some.
That's how you gotta do it. Get some, baby. And she's here. She's talking about guys trying to analyze dudes the same way you would analyze a woman, talking about your confidence and all that other kind of stuff. Man, here's the deal. This is where she kind of loses me a little bit. If you're a dude, you need to be confident. You need to be so confident that you're right up to the border of being arrogant. You need to be right there. Don't cross the line, but you need to be that sure of yourself. Women feed on that, fam. They feed on that. And if you're doing everything else you're supposed to be doing, right? You got your fashion right. And having your fashion together doesn't mean you're walking around in designer and all that kind of stuff. It means you have a style. Your way is cool. Like she's going to see you and be like, oh, you got a style, right? Every time she sees you, you got a different look. Doesn't matter what the clothes are. The clothes don't make the man makes the clothes, right? You smelling right. You got your cologne game on point. Like you're in shape. Everybody's not going to be out here looking like Brandon Carter. Right, that's a job in itself. Shout out to Brandon Carter, man. He's a real one, man. He's a G. Shout out to him. But do you know how hard it is to maintain that type of physique? That's a job in and of itself. That's a job. So And if you ain't been doing that, man, that's cool. But you just don't want to be a disgusting fat body. You don't want to, you don't want to be in that 70 to 75% of America that's either overweight or obese. You want to be in that 25% that's not. Right? Doesn't mean you got to have like the fine 6-pack and all that kind of crazy shit, man. But you want to be in shape. You want to, you look like you work out a little bit. You take care of yourself. Women appreciate that. You feel me? Women appreciate that. We got a $2 super chat, man, from brother Alpha, the first one, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Great topic, DL. Big props, man. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it, man. And the $2, man, I'm telling you, every dime that we get off this platform goes right back into the platform. We were just talking about earlier. I gotta buy a different computer, right? I gotta upgrade my RAM and all that kind of good stuff, man. So I appreciate that. Just know that the $2 is not going to me popping bottles in the section or me going down to the Philippines or to Thailand or going down to Brazil or Colombia and banging dimes. I ain't gonna be doing that with your money. I gonna be doing any money that I get, any donations, right? Any money I make off of coaching goes right back into what we're doing here, man. I appreciate you though, man. But she ain't lying. Like, fellas, be on point. Get your confidence up. Like I said, man, if you go into a room and you looking at a bunch of women, so many guys, they want to start with the least attractive women to work their way up, man. Forget that, man. Start with the finest woman in there. Go right up to the dime. That demonstrates so much to all the women that are watching. And women want to see how you handle rejection. They want to see how you handle it. Like, oh, if you handle it like a G, they're going to come holler at you. You ain't got to sit there and calling names and all that. Just handle it like a G. Like, okay. All right, sorry about that, Luck. You take care. It's a pleasure talking to you. What? Her friends are going to hear that. I'm like, they're going to want to holler at you, bro. And they see what you're doing. These are the things you need to do, right? So many guys get themselves placed into the friend zone because they don't want to do the work and they believe everything is going to be easy because they grew up in, mommy and daddy said, hey, everybody gets a trophy, participation awards. That don't happen in the real world, fam. That don't happen in the real world. So let's continue.
They agreed to be friends. She clearly told him, I am not attracted to you. I never will. But I think in his head, he thought, okay, maybe if I'm nicer, if I act more like a gentleman, I take her to shows, and they hung out a lot. But she had stated clearly, right? I am not attracted to you, and that will never change. Fast forward, he got pretty upset because they went on what he thought was a date. For her, it was just a hangout, right? And so that resentment built and built. He thought, I'm showing her a good time. I'm being nice to her. I'm being the best friend. And how can she still reject me? Maybe there are those stories where the woman finally falls in love with the best friend. But I don't want you to cling to those stories because your energy is best solved elsewhere. There's a woman out there who is going to appreciate your humor, your kindness, your patience, and be attracted to you. Let go.
There are a bunch of women out there. There is a legion of women out there that want to holler at you if you possess those characteristics that she just mentioned. Right? When women go out and mate select, they're looking for one person. Just keep it 100. The way women mate select versus the way men mate select, completely different. Men are looking for intimacy, sexual access, and then they'll allow themselves to fall in love and they want to be with that woman. And most dudes will say, all right, I'll stay monogamous because I want to keep you because I love you for whatever reason, right? And I ain't mad at that. That's what you want to do. Fine. But we are hardwired to want to talk to as many women and mate with as many women as we can. That's how it is. If you get into an intimate relationship that's monogamous, that's going to be long term, as a man, you make that choice. You make that choice. You're going to forego all those other women that want you. Because think about it. Women only want the best when it comes to dudes. Women only want the dudes at the top. We use 80-20, but it could be, it could be whatever percentage you want to use. It could be 1%, 99, it could be whatever. But women, if a woman sees you, if a woman is adding value, if she's bending her back, breaking her back to do for you and be there for you, trust and believe there's other women that see you too. So as a guy, you got choices, especially if you've done the work, especially if you financially you're there, especially if you're 6 feet or taller, right? Especially if you're fit, especially if you gamed up. Right. So these are the kind of things that once you get there, you got choices to make as a guy. That's what we talk about over here. I'm not encouraging either way. I'm not saying you should womanize and run a rotation. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying you get to choose as a guy. Putting yourself in the friend zone, I mean, that's just such a terrible thing. All of her girls know how this woman feels about you, right? She's telling them basically, he's like a good boy, he's a puppy dog. Some of them might be telling her, like, well, he seems pretty good. Why don't you be with him? Like, ew, ick. That's what she's saying. Now these other women are like, well, why would that guy sit there? Does he even know what she's doing? Why would he tolerate that? So now you look bad in their eyes too. Do not put yourself in the friend zone. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get out here. Understand how women move, understand female nature, understand human nature. Learn these things. Become the man that women want. And how do you do that? By becoming the best version of yourself. Once you do that, like, you get to choose. You get to choose. That's how it works. Once you become the guy that they want, it's not just that one woman, bro. It's all the women, right? So, and again, you got women will allow you to take them out and spend time, and they'll accept your attention. They'll accept your validation. You're thinking, oh, we're going out. She's thinking, foodie date. You're thinking, oh, she's warming up to me. Nah, bro. Nah, she's gonna let you take her to some expensive restaurant because you've been watching I Really Want to Know podcast, and DL Saint said you should go to Yamashiro. They got a new one in Miami. It's not like the Yamashiros in LA. This one is they're owned by the same people, but this one is way cooler, downtown Miami. So you taking her to Yamashiro. Right? You taking her to Dirty French. You taking her to Carbone. And here's the thing, you dumping anywhere from $200 to $300 to $400 every time you take her out. Just for her, then you got to eat. So, if you go to Yamashiro's, just so y'all know, if you look it up, you make reservations and you go, you depending on how much you drink, you're going to be dropping about $300 a person, right? You're going to be taking her, and she's going to want to bring her bestie. So now you're paying $600 on just them. And then let's say you don't eat as much or drink as much. You're still spending $200. That's $800. That's almost $1,000. You Ubering them and all this, right? And guess what? They pat you on the head. Oh, good boy. Thank you. They take all the pictures. You ain't in none of them. And what do? They run out and they find themselves a bad boy, and they get rocked out. Belly full, right? And they're so happy that you did it. Now you mad at them. You can't be mad at them, bro. You allowed yourself to be placed in the friend zone. You agreed to take her out to the place. You suggested this restaurant trying to impress her. Who you mad at, bro? Be mad at yourself. You need to be mad at you, right? You did that, not her.
Of that attachment to make it work with this woman who you so badly want, but she only won't see you as a friend. And that is tough to hear, but you cannot force someone to like you. You cannot convince them to see you in a different light. And it is not worth trying. So if your strategy is to be a friend first in hopes that then she will fall in love, it's not going to work. A woman is either interested or not.
Facts.
And so if you are interested in someone, say so early,
upfront,
clearly, respectfully, and most importantly, without pressure. Something like, hey, I'm interested in pursuing things further. Just plain raw honesty. And honesty, said simply without an agenda, is far more attractive than months of vague availability and support in hopes that she might fall in love with you.
I agree with everything she just said. She said raw, giggity. I agree with everything she just said. Up front, we talk about that on this platform all the time. And you gotta let women know what time it is. Day one, minute one. What's happening? How you doing? Yeah, girl, what's happening? She starts saying stuff that sounds like she's want to push in the friend zone. Like, hold on now. Hold on, girl. I'm trying to get at you. Right? I'm trying to get at you. That's when you know what I'm saying? You brush up against her. You know what I'm saying? You grab her hand. You do whatever. Right? But be smart about, how you do that. In today's world, you gotta know who you're dealing with. Right. So when she say something like that, I'm grabbing her hips a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna slowly do these things. I'm gonna hold her hands. I'm gonna do all kind of stuff. I'm gonna let her know, like, girl, come on now. You sound like you're trying to put me in a friendship zone. I ain't trying to be that now. I'm cool with you now. I'm trying to get at you. Now, if you ain't ready for that right now, that's fine. Let me know when you're ready. And then break contact. You out of there. It's not an ultimatum. You know, you got to learn how to say it in a way that it's kind of funny. It's kind of light. Like, you ain't put me in the friendship zone. I'm out of here, baby. You know what I'm saying? What's up with your girl? Do something like that. What's up with her? What's up with Carmen over there? What's up with Maria? You want to be my friend? Friends share. You know what I'm saying? Put her on to one of your homies. Oh, you don't want to mess with me? Hey, yo, you need to meet my man, you know what I mean? G Complex. You need to meet my man, Brother Pitney over here. Let me introduce you. Right? And to put them on to your people. Do not allow yourself to be planted in the friend zone. Don't do it. Don't, because everything she said is true. Up front, day one, hey, this is how I see it. You know, this is what's going on. I don't see you like that. I'm trying to get at you. You know, I got a crush on you. There you go. There's your line right there. What? Friend zone? Come on, girl. You know I got a crush on you. Stop playing. Right? Stop playing. Girl, you look too good for that, girl. Stop playing. Right? That's what you got to do. Put her in the friend zone. Right? Do not allow her to place you in the friend zone. Let her know, you know what I mean? If it comes down to that, like, be playful, put her in your friend zone and move on. Or let her know this is what I'm trying to do. Oh, if you ain't ready, girl, I ain't mad at you. I've been waiting this long. I could wait a couple more. I could wait a couple more weeks. Let me know. I'm gonna holler at you. I'm out of here though. And leave. Go somewhere else. Go holler at one of your other women. Continue to run your rotation. Continue to learn. Right? Start doing cool stuff. She following you on socials, man. She's on your Insta, your Facebook, your Snapchat, whatever y'all on. She's following you, bro. Go ahead and let her see you at Carbone. You know what I mean? You at Mr. Child. You at EPLP. I think they closed EPLP in LA. That's sad too. You know, you're at Mamo's. You got the pictures, whatever. You at the hot spots. You kicking it. Let her see all that. Let her see you're demonstrating how you get down. You demonstrating potential experiences she could share with you. Don't worry about it, bro. She's going to start liking pictures. She's going to start hitting you up. And before too long, you'll get that, hey, big head. You'll get that text, hey, big head, or that phone call, hey, big head, right? It might be doing Art Basel, or it might be because she saw you in a red carpet at, you know what I mean, you was at a premiere for the new Spider-Man movie or something like that. She might see that, like, oh, man, I could have went with him, right? She already know, like, you know, he trying to holler at me. The game is afoot. Let her try what she gonna try. You try what you gonna try. That's the game. Right? But do not let her dictate those terms and put you in the friend zone.
In hopes that she will like you more than a friend. Clarity in that moment may cost you something in the moment, a possible no, a possible rejection, but it saves you months and months, sometimes years, of investing in something that was never going to turn into anything.
Facts.
So I want to say this so plainly. Women don't owe men attraction in exchange for presence or support. Nobody owes anybody attraction.
Facts.
That's not how it works, both for men and for women. But here's what I've seen also consistently. Men who are honest about their interest early and clearly, they are respected for it. Because the woman knows, oh, he's not playing any games. He's putting his cards on the table, being honest, and they almost feel more comfortable with saying yes or no. The resentment that comes in bundled with the friend zone is almost always about a transaction that was never really agreed to by the other party. It's not that she did something wrong to him most of the time. It's that he made that agreement with himself in his head. Something that she completely never knew about. So here's the reframe I want you to take from this. Be clear about what you want and say it. Do not think that, oh, if I do X, Y, and Z and I'm the perfect friend, then she will fall in love with me. You're already starting to create that invisible contract that she has no knowledge of. And guess who it's going to serve? Neither party, because it's either going to make you more resentful when she doesn't agree to that contract, and it's just going to waste months or years of your life investing in something that's never going to turn into anything.
So here's the thing. I do agree with her where she's going with this. I do agree with her, but women know. Women do know. A lot of guys are like, man, surely she understands that this treatment is girlfriend treatment, not friendship treatment. Yeah, she knows. that woman knows. But she gets to hang on to the fact that you weren't clear. She clearly put you in the friend zone. She clearly said, I don't see us together romantically, but we can be friends. She clearly told you that, and you said, okay, right? That's what the woman is. She's sitting on that, and she has a solid position on that. You, on the other hand, did not tell her that, nah, you ain't put me in the friend zone. I'll either we're gonna be romantic or we can just be associates, man. I'm gonna go do my thing, you do your thing. I'll see you, you know what I mean? I see you next lifetime, just like that, you know what I mean, like that song. Uh uh, you know what I mean? So it's and what's the name of the artist? She was with Lauryn Hill. That Lauryn Hill song, I see you next. Or was that Lauryn Hill? No. That wasn't Lauryn Hill, was it? That was Erica Badu. I see you next lifetime. That's you should be on that. Like, all right, well, I'll see you next lifetime. And move on. You ain't gotta be mean. When women understand what's going on, they truly do. They understand. The vast majority of them understand you trying to make your move. They just don't respect it. You should have came at them like a man up front. And when she says no, okay, cool. I'll see you next lifetime. Maybe we'll be butterflies and keep it moving. But really what's gonna happen is she's gonna keep her eyes on you. She's gonna see what you're doing, and it's gonna be more what Brother Penny is saying here. Like women thirst trap with their looks, right? Men thirst trap with their lifestyle. You need to show her what world she's stepping into. Facts. 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 Right. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff involved with this too. But at the bottom line, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty on the game part. We're just going to focus on the fact that this guy agreed to be placed in the friend zone, and you can't go back and get mad later. So, and you don't want to waste all that time, like she was saying. I've seen dudes get themselves in the friend zone and stay there for 20 years plus, bro. 20 years, a couple of decades in the friend zone. What the hell are you thinking? Watching this woman run through a legion of dudes that they know. Sometimes they're coworkers. I've seen it. Do not be that guy. And then at the very end, when she's past it, looks her fade, and the guy's still in love with her, she'll finally give him a chance. He'll finally still do all those things. Like wound up in a relationship, wind up getting married. She's cheating on him. He doesn't care. You don't want to be that guy. I mean, come on. You owe yourself better. Not to say that she's bad, but you could do better, bro. What are you doing? Guys will allow themselves to fall in love. And I'm telling you, we talk about this all the time. Men and women love differently. Men latch on, they love forever. This is why I've seen these guys going for 10, 20, 30 years, thirsting after the same woman. Insane. But I understand why, because men and women love differently. Women can get over you quick. Men have a hard time. Fellas, this is why you must control your emotions. Do not allow yourself to fall in love. Don't let your emotions out until you vetted this woman. 2 year minimum. Some people, I say 2 years minimum, but whatever you're doing over here, make sure you vet she's the one, because once you allow your feelings out, once you allow yourself to love her, man, it's going to be so hard to walk away from that situation. It's going to be so hard.
So the more clear and honest you are, you'll be genuinely at peace with whatever the answer is, whether it's a yes or a no. That combination, right? The honesty and clarity is actually one of the most attractive things a man can bring. Not because it guarantees a yes and that she's going to like you. It doesn't. It can also guarantee a rejection no matter how honest and confident and clear you are. But what it does, it removes that quiet performance, the hidden agenda, the invisible contract, the slow burn resentment. So I know when people say friend zone, people take that as such a negative thing. But you can change what that zone looks like. You don't have to take part of that zone if you don't want to. If you want to be her friend, knowing that you're never going to get anything in return, then so be it. You have to get clear about what you want. If you want just a pure friendship with a woman, great. The friend zone shouldn't be negative. If you get into a friend zone with a woman you're hoping that things would develop with and she's not attracted to you, you can step out of that zone and look somewhere else. You don't owe her loyalty and support and love. It's your choice. You could either be in the friend zone happily because you accept it for what it is, or you can be miserable in it, wasting weeks, months, years of your life. It is up to you to jump out of it and pursue somebody else. I know it can be hard to do. Nobody likes rejection. We all want that person to like us. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's time to start accepting that. Friend zone doesn't always have to be negative. I'm here to support with anything when it comes to dating, relationships. You know where to find me. Link in the description to book a call, and I'll see you next time.
Yo, she ain't lying. She is not lying. Shout out to her. All I got to say to her video is church. Bro, she kept it 100. Bro, you must be honest with the women that you're attracted to. You must be honest. That she does a video on good men finishing last, good boys finish last, good guys finish last. We're gonna talk about that video too, maybe next week. Because that's the first one I saw of hers, and I'm like, I definitely had a lot to say about that video. But I'm hoping she gets back to me, and I can have her on the platform, and we can discuss parts of that video live on the platform as we watch it. That's what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. You know what I'm saying? Do me a favor, go over and check her out, man. I think she has just under 1,000 subscribers. Man, go over there and show her some love, man. It's free. It don't hurt none to subscribe. Check out her work. Tell her DL Saint sent you. Let her know. But she's right. It's just no other way to put it, man. She's right. And fellas, if you find yourself in a situation where you're in the friend zone, it's your fault. I mean, it's your fault. You accepted that. It's like anything else, man. You made an offer, she countered, you accepted. Right? You make your offer, and if she says anything other than, yeah, I'm trying to holler at you, what's up, then she's gonna make a counter offer. And if you accept her offer, it is what it is. If that counter offer is like, oh, we're just gonna be friends. I mean, it is what it is. She's letting you know she ain't seen you like that. So what do? You go and you become the best version of yourself, and you come back. Just like in those kung fu movies, man. Like the hero always gets beat up. He gets beat up early on. You know what I mean? He's out there doing the kung fu thing, and he's out there using the snake style or whatever, but he gets beat up by a dude who's doing crane or whatever, tiger. And then he runs off into the, mountains, and he finds a monk, right? And he trains and he learns how to do like the drunken monkey kung fu style or whatever. He's doing the drunken monk kung fu style, comes back, and then he beats up all the guys to beat him up. That's what you got to do. You got to go out there, and then you got to become the best version of yourself. You got to become the drunken monkey god or whatever. And then when you see her again, right, when y'all paths cross, she's going to look at you like, yo, when he left here, he was Charlie Brown, but now he's Pai Mei. Wow. Like this dude, he's incredible. Look at his skills. He's doing his thing. Now she sees you. Now, I bet you she don't want to be your friend now. She don't want to be in the friend zone. She's trying to get at you. She's trying to be with you. That's what you got to do. And I know it's hard for you younger guys because just being honest, man, you guys have never really had to work for anything. You still got to work for this. You got to put in work. You got to learn the game. You can watch the whatever podcast. You can watch Fresh and Fit. You can listen to Myron Gaines if you want to. You can watch Coach Greg Adams. You can watch Entrepreneurs in Cars, right? Rich Cooper, right? I tell you guys all the time, man, check out A Dose of Game. Check out A Dose of Game. Dude, videos is on point, man. And most of you guys out there, Dose of Game, his messaging, what he's teaching is gonna go right over your head. But as you go out here and learn and start getting out here, getting your licks in, right? Go out here, getting rejected or whatever, working on your style, working on your body, getting your money right. Then it's gonna make more sense to you. Like, oh, I understand what Dose is talking about. Okay, that does make sense. Those is gonna really give you some game, right? You can holler at Lucario and Miles and them over there. Say what you want about Lucario and Miles, but their mission is to just bang chicks. That's all they trying to do. And it works for them, right? They're not trying to go to the distance. They're not trying to be in long-term relationships. And I understand that most of y'all do want that. Most of y'all want to be in long-term relationships. You don't want to, spin plate. You don't want to have a rotation. I understand that. But you need to get out here and see how the game works. So you were better suited to find the woman that you want for that long-term relationship. You did. That's what all that's about, man. All that game and all that, all that struggle, that's about just learning how it works. Right? There is something to be said with women who have tattoos running up and down their face, or their entire back is tatted up, or they got a entire sleeve, or their whole leg is tatted up. There's something to be said about that. It's something you need to be aware of. You got to make a choice. Learning this game doesn't mean you have to do it the way Myron Gaines does it, right? Myron says you got to go out and sleep with 50 women. I'm not saying you got to go out and sleep with 50 women, right? That's Myron's number. And even that number is not a hard number. It's a soft number. What does he mean by that? You need to have some experience. You need to have you got to sleep with some women. You got to figure it out, man. You got to go out here. You just got to do it a few times. Am I saying you got to do it 50 times? I ain't saying that, right? But you need to do it more than a handful of times. Whatever that number is for you, then that's the number you need. If you believe in your mind, like, okay, I just did one time, that's enough. I'm not gonna sleep with any more women, but I understand the game. So going back to the baseball analogy, like, all right, I've hit a home run. I've run the bases. I've gone around the horn. I know what I'm doing. I've gotten the home plate. I smashed. Okay, cool. Now from that point forward, you might only want to get to third. I'm gonna get to third. Because once you get to third, man, she's down. When you get to third base, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's just a skip on down the third baseline to home plate, bro. She's ready to get it. And I call that catch and release. You get the woman, you get her involved, you know what I mean? She's hollering at you, you got her. Okay. Just like the sports fishermen do, you put her back in the water. You weigh her, take the picture and all that. How you catch her, you release. I mean, you don't smash. I ain't got a problem with that. If you want to get out here, maybe just smash the one time, just so you know what it is. And then it's like, all right, I ain't risking that no more. I don't want to get diseases. I don't want to get pregnant. I don't want whatever. Okay, fine. But you did it. Now you talk to women, you get them to where they're ready to let you smash. They're ready to let you slide in. Okay, cool. Right? But you just don't do it. Okay, fine. But you understand that. Right? And that's important. You still need to understand. Like, if you go out here, you have sex with one woman and then you stop, you're thinking like, okay, I know everything. I'm about to go out here and get married now. You're going to get crushed. This is why Myron said that number. He gave that number 50. Like, surely by the time you've been with 50 women, you would have learned how this works. You're going to have all sorts of women. I agree with the method. I get what he's talking about. The theory, I should say, I agree with the theory. Do you want to do that in application? That's up to you. Then people, y'all probably looking at me like, well, damn, I mean, how many bodies did you have? How many bodies do you have now? I got a lot. Feel me? I got a lot. Right? It is what it is. I'm old, bro. Been around the world a couple times. Was military as a paratrooper. I'm from the hood. I got a lot. Right? Does that help me when it comes to mate selection? It does. I know what I'm dealing with. Right? Now here's the thing. I may choose to ignore some red flags, but I know the red flag is there. I can't say I didn't see it. Of course, I saw it. I ignored it, but I did see it. At least I'm in a position where I can see it. That's the position you want to be in. If you don't have the experience, you won't even know that there's a red flag. You won't understand what dudes are talking about when they talk about the tattoos. You won't understand what dudes are talking about when they see the tongue piercings, right? You won't understand what dudes are talking about when they're talking about the thirst trapping. Right. It's just certain things you won't get. You got to see it for yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've been with women that I swore up and down, bro. Like, these women right here that I'm dealing with, like, she's the one, man. She's it. She is the good girl, bro. No augmentations. Like, so no fake breasts, no BBLs. We didn't have BBLs back in the day. Like, no filler, no Botox, none of that. She doesn't wear makeup, not really. She just wears a little bit when she's dressed up, right? Perfect body, right? Dad's a preacher, or dad's like, mom lives with mom and dad. They live in a good neighborhood. She goes to church every weekend, right? She's involved with the church. She volunteers. Right? She's wow. Are you thinking like, wow, I found her. I got her. She's the one. Right? But there'll be things that she does, slight things that you'll notice. Like, huh. Right? You'll go places. There'll be people that she know that you know. Like, how do you know him? You feel me? And then you a catcher somewhere on a humble, like you somewhere. Again, y'all know I move in all kind of different bubbles, right? I'm everywhere. I might be at a cowboy function. I might be out at a bonfire, bro. I might be out on a sandbar. You never know where you might see me. You might be in France, right? Somewhere in like Saint-Mary-Église, somewhere out in the countryside of France. You might be somewhere where y'all drinking wine and cheese and look up and see Uncle Saint sitting there like, bonjour. I'll be there. I'm all over the place. And I'll be in events when I was kicking and I see her like, yo. Then I just kind of sit back. Well, I know she don't see me, but then you see a different side. Like, yo, who was that? Oh, okay. Okay. Now, the average dude will see her and just run up to her, and then she'll go back into her role. She'll get back into character. You want to see her when she's letting her hair down. I'll call people, man. I'm like I said, man, I'm all over the place, bro. You might see me in Walla Walla, Washington, bro, at some bar somewhere. I done seen women that I know, and I'm like, yo, they out here doing their thing. Hair down, let their hair down. They in a place where nobody knows them. They going home with dudes. They on top of the table, bro. They in the strip club throwing money like crazy, which nothing wrong with that. But they up there on the stage taking their clothes off too. And it's like, oh, okay. I'm seeing something I ain't never seen before. And so this is why everyone in this space is going to tell you as a man, you got to get out there. You got to see this. You got to experience this for yourself. You got to get in these trenches, bro. It's one thing for me to sit here. I can teach anyone how to be a paratrooper. I've done that. I could teach you how to soldier. I could teach you how to, fire your weapon, break your weapon down, clean your weapon. I can teach you how to be an air traffic controller. I could teach you the fundamentals. But the people who coach or people who train has never actually done it in real life. They only can show you so much, right? I could teach you, like, you can read everything there's to read about being a paratrooper, and you can teach someone how to do it, but until you actually do your first 5 jumps, right? And that's a good example too. You get your first 5 jumps, right? That gets you out of airborne school. You earned the wings. Now you're a paratrooper, but you ain't airborne. You just a paratrooper. You got the badge. But until jump number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you know what I mean, and on, you ain't really a paratrooper, man, until you get at least 15, 20 jumps under your belt, right? Jumping into the mission, like, jumping with your equipment, knowing what equipment to take, right? You can only learn so much if you just got the 5 jumps. And this is what they're telling you guys, man. Get out here and get as many jumps as you can, right? Get out here and get your jumps. So you know what it's like. So you know what it's like when you hit that flat landing surface on the DZ. You know what it's like when you're knee deep in sand on some of these DZs. You know what it's like when you jump it. It's not even a prepared DZ. You actually just jumping onto a landing zone somewhere. And man, it's going to hurt when you hit the ground. You know what it's like. Like, man, my knees, my ankles, they're all jacked up, but I still got this mission to accomplish. You know what it's like. You got enough gear for 3 days. You got a 3-day mission, and here you are, day 16 of your 3-day mission. You need to know what it's like. And that's what we're talking about with these, with the ladies, man. You got to get out here. You got to be social. You got to know what it's like, right? You got to stay social. You got to get out there, and you got to meet women. You got to meet people, right? You got to learn how to strike up a conversation. You got to learn how to, excuse yourself from a conversation. right? You got to learn these things. It's so much to learn. So, and then for those people who are looking for coaching, you're like, man, well, how do I do this, Uncle? I want to rock with you, man. Can we do a Zoom call? I don't do Zoom calls, man. I don't, we're not doing that. If you really want my help, if you really want to get into the program that I provide, we gotta meet each other, man. We got to get out here in these trenches. Either you can come to Tampa, or we can meet up in Miami or Fort Lauderdale. We can meet up in your hometown, right? Or some other city, right? We got to meet up. I got to see you. I got to see how you come out. I got to see how you present yourself. I got to see just how weird you are. And don't take that the wrong way. We're all weird, aren't we? To an extent, we're all weirdos. I got to teach you how to master being social and how to keep your weirdness to yourself until you've found the one that can handle your weirdness, right? Until you've discerned that this is the person I want them to see the quirks. But I got to teach you how to, you know what I'm saying? How to build up that wall, how to get out here, how to be social, how to talk, right? How to dress, what type of cologne you want to wear, right? We got a lot we got to talk about. It's not about just being on the phone or being on a Zoom call or jumping into the chat. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're in the chat. I love super chats and all that, but we need to talk about what you're going to face. Basically, I got to go on a jump with you. I got to go on a mission with you. And I'm right there. Now I can field the questions right here in real time. Kind of like your caddy, right? I'm your caddy. You're Tiger Woods and I'm your caddy, right? And these, you guys know these golfer caddies, and they make millions too. And I'm cool with that, bro. You can have all the glory. You can have all the spotlight. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna tell you when you need the old, hey man, you need the 3-iron on this one. You need the 3-iron on this one. What you doing with that wedge? Just take this 3-iron. Right. So that's what I'm doing over here. You got to get the swings in, right? And for God's sake, stay out of the friend zone. Right? Stay out of the friend zone. So we're gonna leave it there. I know we didn't get a whole lot of interaction in the chat, and that's fine though, man. We got family here, man. So it is what it is. It's all good. And brother Alpha, the first one, appreciate the $2, man. I really do. Thank you. Welcome. Please come back. I hope you had a good time. Hope you understand. Of course you understand. I understand you understand what we're talking about here. Brother Petty, man, you know what I mean? Avalanche in the building, man. We got you. You know what I mean? I know you holding it down. You got me. All my day ones. Appreciate all of y'all. People like, well, who are the day ones? Anyone with a wrench behind their name is a day one. Those are my day ones, been rocking with me. And we're going to continue to figure this out together. There's a lot going on. And like I said, I'm still hoping to pull off, an in real life event. Definitely going to do some stuff in Tampa. We're going to have some shows. We got some comedy shows coming. I got some stuff in the mix, but that's just like the local stuff. I'm really trying to put together an event where we can just bring some folks together. We come down here and make it happen either here in Tampa, maybe Hollywood, Florida, which is like the Fort Lauderdale area, or down in Miami, like the Brooklyn area. Still working on that. It's just going to be real difficult for me to pull something off this year in 2026. Maybe Q2 of 2027 would be more realistic. I'm just being honest. We might be able to do something small. I know it's a bunch of us that we met through Fresh and Fit, like King Life and Dr. B and all those cats. We're talking about maybe doing something. They were just in Miami. We're talking about maybe doing something in Miami, and that'll be fun. If that happens, I'll let guys know. But that's just easier to get. That's easier to make happen because we all kicked it before. But I'm trying to, I'm not gonna stop, man. I'm working on some stuff. I know I promised to have either the locals or the Patreon set up. I think I want to go with locals. Still haven't done that. I'm working on the new book. I just finished the ebook before I got arrested. Right before I had to sit down. The Game You Were Never Taught, that's done. I haven't published it yet. One of my people told me it might not be a good idea to self-publish. So I'm still doing a little bit of research. They told me if I self-publish, that's really going to hurt me from getting a deal from a proper publisher down the road. So I'm looking into that as well, but that's done. So if I decide not to publish that, it'll definitely be an ebook that I'll just throw it out there for, I don't know, $5 or $10 as an ebook, and you guys can just grab it off of Gumroad. But It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And I appreciate you guys rocking out with me. I really do. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. Before I go, are there any questions? Right before I jump off here, I will be back tomorrow, probably around 5. I got to take my daughter to her mom. So Tuesday and Wednesday, my daughter's not going to be home. Wednesday night, I know I got something to do. So if I jump on Wednesday, it'll be really late. Maybe a lit Saint episode. Maybe a lit Saint episode. But it's just so many things that I know I can help you guys with. I've been through it all. The only thing that was new for me, what I had to understand was technology changed, and you got your Instagram and your social media game and all that, and everybody DMing and no one coming outside for real. It took me a little bit to adjust to that, just a little bit. And my thing is, when it comes to online dating or meeting, sliding in somebody's DM, we gotta see each other. We gotta get out here in the real world. We gotta go do something. And a lot of guys are like, yeah, that's right. You gotta take her somewhere nice. Like, nah, bro. Take her for some ice cream. Take her out to get a smoothie. Go to a free yoga event. Go walk around. Right? Take a walk in the park. If a woman's really into you, bro, she doesn't want anything from you. She doesn't want money. She doesn't want you to send her a Uber. She can get there. She's a big girl. She doesn't need you to take her to some expensive restaurant. She's probably already been there. She could do it herself, right? If she's into you, she wants to spend time with you. I mean, it is what it is. Brother Penny's like, tell me your budget and can I send you parts to list for the streaming setup? Yes. You can hit me up on, well, here's my, you want to email me, you can email me here. Here's my email. .com. Oops, it's DO underscore. My bad. I don't know how I made that mistake here. DO underscore Saint at yahoo.com. There's my email. You want to reach out to me, you can hit me there. I will see those emails. My budget for you, bro, for you, come on now. I'm not even going to tell you how, I'm not going to tell you the deal I'm going to give you. You a day one. So actually just hit me up. Let's talk. You can email me, bro. You come on, man. You've been with me day one, man. And people get on me all the time, man. You can't do that, man. Your price is your price. I got you. I got you, fam. I got you. Like, especially if you coming somewhere, bro, you fly in, man, we good. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you this. If you really need my assistance, if you really want me to help you out, and we're talking about doing the coaching thing, bro, for you, and this is for Brother Pitney only, and my day ones, y'all know who y'all are, bro. We meet up in that town. I'm not even charging you for my time, bro. You just paying for any entry fees. Like if we got to go to a lounge or we got to go here, we got to go there, you just pay for that. It's the best deal ever, right? You just pay for that. The rest of it, yeah, man, I got you. I'm going to take you around, let you know what it is, give you the full course. Because, bro, you already got the wit. You got the wit. Women, I'm telling you, fam, women will fall in love with that. Like, bro, it's just the way you have to present it. The way you present it, man, they will fall in love. You hear me? Like, I can't tell you how many times I got on with a woman just because I had a witty remark or I knew something obscure. There was a time. This is crazy. You know what? I'm glad you asked that question, fam. It's story time.
Everybody sit down, please. It's story time. It's story time.
So I was dealing with this beautiful woman, brainiac, bookworm, right, woman. And she was beautiful. Beautiful. She man, she was like a weirdo. I ain't gonna lie to you, but she was so beautiful. And she got to do what she wanted to do. So many guys trying to holler at her and all that good stuff. Like, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Somehow she wound up hollering at me. And there was so many dudes trying to get at her. No one could do it. None of these guys could figure it out, man. They They couldn't crack the code. They didn't know what to do. They was leaving with their wallet, taking out to these nice places. Man, I'm talking, there was some dudes with real bread, man, like flying them around in their airplanes, dudes with exotic cars, dudes with access to all these places. Nothing. Right here, I come stumbling along. I'm talking to her. We just in a room with a bunch of people, really smart people. These were academics. And I ain't gonna lie to you, a lot of folks are looking at me like I didn't belong because I was quiet. I didn't really say too much. But we got to talking, and somehow we landed on the conversation. Who were we talking about? We were talking about Genghis Khan. We were talking about the Mongols, right? And everyone was saying what they were saying, and they were, and I heard, and read a little bit and whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, I understand that, okay. And I'm sitting there next to her, and I just mentioned to her, I said, yeah, like the Mongols, they had the first version of, or the first Pony Express, like long before we did it here in this country. And her eyes lit up, and she looked at me. She's like, how did you know that? Like, because this was her, field of study. She was like, oh, I'm like, I don't know. I read it somewhere. Maybe I saw it in a documentary. I like documentaries. And she's like, what's your name again? Told her. And bro, she saw me. She saw me. She didn't care about the dudes with the airplanes. She didn't care about the dudes with the big money, with the exotic cars. She didn't care about none of that. She was awed that I knew that small fact. And then we went on to talk about a bunch of things. She was asking me, because I'm a bit of a history buff, a nerd when it comes to war, right? So I'm talking about what I've been studying at the time, and what I was at the time. I knew a lot about the Vietnam War, enough to talk about it, and I was really on World War II. So we were just talking about that, bro. I'll just say this: when she left the next morning, right? This guy was a happy camper. That's all I'm saying. And okay, I'm with you now, bro. My bad. You're offering to parts of it. Oh, okay, cool. Whatever it takes, man. Like I said, I can do. Hit me up and let me know what it would take for the build out. Like right now, I'm prepared to go anywhere from 800 to 1500 on the system. That's what I'm expecting to pay. So let me know what the build out will cost. My daughter just bought a computer. She's turned into a little gamer girl, and I'm kind of basing those numbers on what she spent. When I say she spent, of course, she got the money from us, from me and the family, but yeah, she got herself a pretty nice one. She has a nice system. So, let me know, fam. My bad. I saw that and I was just like, huh? like you don't need coaching, but okay, whatever. My bad. Yeah, man, I was thinking anywhere between $800 and $1,500. I don't know if that does anything. I haven't really, I haven't spoken to any pros. Do me a favor, man. Just shoot me an email. I'd love to work with you, bro. I say spend the money with your fam, spend the money with your people. Right? That's what I'm saying. So my bad, bro. But yeah, Lisa led to that good story time. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, like when you hang out at the colleges, man, don't just hang out with the party kids, man. Hang out with the nerds. Some beautiful, beautiful women over there. The nerds, man. And they are sharp and they are young and they're just as hot-blooded as everybody else. They trying to get it in too. But they just find different things attractive. I never would have thought in a million years that I knew that little bit about the Mongols compared to, 1800s America and the Pony Express, that would get me in a situation where, I could be intimate with this beautiful woman, this beautiful, nerdy woman. It's crazy, right? And when I say she was fine, I was asking too, like, do you work out? She's like, no, I just eat organic. I'm like, don't tell me you're vegan. She's like, with a body like this? Of course not. Like, she knew what she was doing. She knew what she had. This was years and years. Oh shit, man. It's before my daughter was born. So it was over 17 years ago. Damn, I'm old. I am old. I am using StreamYard. StreamYard's made a ton of upgrades. I got to take some time to actually see what they're offering. They got bought out. So they're offering a whole bunch of different things. Every time I look up, they're sending me messages. But I do like StreamYard. It's really user friendly. It's real basic. Um, I mean, I could use OBS, but it just you got to do, it's not as user friendly. So, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Like I said, that's my email. DL_Saint. So I was just talking about King Life. Look, I talked him up. It's like, hey, bro, the group and I on a small spot went to the spot and recommended. It was good food. Thanks. Yeah, I told him to go to this one joint. It's called Friends. I don't know what time of day he went down there, but I look. This is in Brickell. If you guys are ever in Brickell, there's a place called Friends in Brickell. You can look it up. It's online, and it's a little bodega style joint. The restaurant, man, like the food, like the dinner, like it was just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They got smoothies and stuff like that. The food is really good. They're cheap for Brickell, right? They're cheap for Brickell. Keep that in mind. It's not some real fancy, smashy joint. But the waitresses there, man, they got a team. Woohoo, boy, it's worth the trip just to talk to them. I get to work on my Spanish. They get to work on their English, right? And the women are just really cool and down to earth, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, Miami is the spot. You know what I mean? It is the spot. So they just hit me up. That's funny. I just hit King up. Like I said, they're down in Miami. I was there a weekend before they got there, which is crazy. I wish it had worked out to where I could have caught up with them. And then like when you go to South Florida, like Miami, South Beach, all that Wynwood, whatever. I mean, that's cool. But to really holler at, Miami people, man, you want to go to Coconut Groves, you want to go to Coral Gables, you want to go to Kendall, you want to go to Doral, Hialeah. Like there's so many places that you can go. And man, even Hollywood, go up to like Las Olas, man, so many places you can go. You're not going to be disappointed. I'm a big fan of Broward. The people in Dade, like Fresh and them, Fresh is like, I don't go up to Broward much. Man, I do. Right? It's way easier. Like it just is. Miami is pretty easy, but it's way easier in Broward. And I definitely want to say this. Every woman in Miami is not a sex worker. I just want to get that out there. I want to keep hammering that home. Like every woman, the women down there, the women in Dade, man, they are working hard, bro, because it is expensive. It is expensive, but a correction is coming. So we're gonna leave it there. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to get 2 shows in. I want to talk a little bit about the economy. There's a lot going on with the economy right now, so I definitely want to talk about that. So I'll probably do like a daytime show tomorrow, and I'll talk a little bit about the economy, and then I'll come back later on in the evening, and then we'll do another one of these shows. There are a lot of people talking about what's going on out here in this dating world. Remember this, no matter who you listen to, whatever advice has been given, you take the good, leave the bad, right? You eat the meat and you spit out the bones. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, right? And go outside. When you're in these YouTube trenches, and if you just base it all on YouTube, you would think the world is ending, right? The sky is falling, the big asteroid is coming. It's all lost. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You guys realize that the vast majority of people have no idea that we're over here, in this red pill, manosphere, YouTube space. The vast majority of people have no idea what's going on over here, right? When you go outside, man, people are still meeting, people are still dating, people are still doing their thing. But it's a lot of guys out there who don't understand how the game works, and they're getting eaten up alive. And there are women out here who are just killing it. Good for them. Good for them. They're killing it. Like I said, you can't hate the player. You can only hate the game. That's how we do it over here. Appreciate this real quick. Ask your local people about to set up with the following. Okay, I will. I'm going to write that down as soon as we end this show. Appreciate that, bro. I'm going to ask him about that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because we definitely got to get this rolling. I'm tired of my glitching. I want to be able to do what everybody else is doing, and we're going to get there. So that's it. That's the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, stay out of the friend zone. I don't know how else to say it. Stay out of the friend zone. If you are in the friend zone and you're a dude, break contact, cut your losses. All you got to do is just float away. She won't even notice you're gone right away. Just float away, right? Just float away. Stop doing things. Stop being Johnny on the spot. Stop taking her out. Stop helping her move. Stop picking her up, you know what I mean, when her Uber doesn't work. Stop sending her money. Stop all that. Right? Just stop. That's all you got to do. Get out of the friend zone. Do the work. Become the best version of yourself. Right? Continue to have experiences. If doing your thing, make sure you put it on your social media. She'll see it. And trust me, you'll get that text. Hey, big head, where you been? You'll get that phone call. Right? She'll start liking stuff that you're doing. This is how the game works. Right? And keep watching this content. Like I said, you eat the meat and you spit out the bones. That's it. That's all I got. Let me jump back up here to the top before I miss something. Okay. NVIDIA RTX 4060. Boop, man, I think you outside my $1,500 budget. I'm just looking at these numbers. You might switch to OBS. I might switch to OBS in the future. In the future, bro, we'll definitely have, I'll have a team. Right. We already got the homie Izzy who helps out when we're out on location. He handles all that. He does all of the, video work for us, does the editing work. So yeah, we might get to a point where, I'm able to take, the money that we're making, that we're generating, and then just kind of reinvest it and hire a team and get everything done. So you're right. Right. If we do this right, we'll start bringing in some cash, and we'll take that cash and we'll, invest it in our team and getting what we need. So I appreciate it. I'm gonna write all this down, man. I really appreciate you. I'm sure I'll see you next time. You know what I mean? Right here. I'll be back tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have 2 shows. And I'll see y'all then, man. Thanks for rocking out with me. Y'all know what it is. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate your support. And if you like that video, check out this one or maybe that one. We'll see you around. Peace.